hello, and welcome to CastABLE podcast, where we focus on what we can do to abolish ableism in the entertainment industry. This is our second episode, and we are extremely excited about our guest. So special, so magnificent. And as you can see, unfortunately, Kumi is not able to join us. She had a last minute emergency. So we just want to send her all the well wishes and love humanly possible. But the show must go on, the movement must go on. And so I am honored and kind of taken aback at the momentous occasion that this is, because our guest is a mentor to me, an inspiration to a lot of people, and I'm just truly kind of speechless at this moment because he has decided to join us. His name is Antwan Tolliver, and he is the founder of Freedom is Fly, an affordable street style brand. He was the victim of senseless gun violence 16 years ago, which left him a level T12 paraplegic, paralyzed from the waist down. After his injury, Antwan created the brand Freedom is Fly as an outcome of him only feeling himself when he dressed up and went out with family and friends. Antwan strives to help others in situations similar to his, that you can live a productive life just by being confident in the skin that you're in and loving the true, authentic person that God called you to be. And on a personal note, when I was still bedridden and working and accepting my journey of able-bodied to disabled, I would literally sit and scroll, as we do. And I came across Antwan's Instagram, and I was just in complete awe of him. And he was so humble. And every time I would write in his comments, he would answer me back. And then we began to have conversations where he would uplift me and, help me really move forward on this journey. And so without further ado, Antwan Tolliver, it is an honor to have you with us. I'm so appreciative of you in so many ways and so appreciative of your journey.
Thank you. I'm humble for that introduction. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No, thank you. But I spoke a bit about your journey and how you got here with your clothing brand, Freedom is Fly, and your podcast, From the Throne, which is brilliant.
Thank you.
It is brilliant. Everyone needs to be watching it. Able-bodied, disabled, allies. I mean, it is so informative and it's just amazing. But I want you to elaborate a little more. And we all want to know, who is Antwan Tolliver?
Oh, man. Just a guy. Antwan Tolliver. I'm 45 years old. I live in Brooklyn, New York City. I was able-bodied, and then I acquired my injury at the age of 24 from being a victim of gun violence from someone that I knew. I considered a friend. And he shot me in my back, and the bullet severed my spinal cord, and I've been paralyzed now. It's been next month will make 21 years. And so it's been a long journey, but I'm here, right? And I try not to make any excuses about it, or pity myself. I'm more the type to look to see okay, what can I do to become better? Like in every situation, I'm always looking for that silver lining. So I started my clothing brand because I remember my friend, he was telling me yo, when Facebook first came out, he was like, yo, you need to get on Facebook. He's like, he's like all the wrong reason. He's like, yo, all the girls used to go out in high school, they up there, and all this crazy stuff. I'm like, all right. So when I did get up there and stuff, I just wanted to show people that, because a lot of us, we're out of high school for a few years now, and started our lives and stuff as young adults, and I just wanted to. I know some people heard that what happened to me, and some people didn't even know. So I just wanted to show people that I was okay, I was all right. But people were always like, "Man, you still dress nice, and you still it was like, oh my God, what happened to you? But you still look great, you still dress nice," and that's when I was just like, wow, everybody just kept saying about my fashion. Whenever I post something, they'd be like, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get those clothes from?" All the time, even back in high school, it was the same way. So I was just like, what? I wonder if I don't know. I'm always a forward thinker. So I'm like, I wonder if I start a clothing line, would you guys support me? And I posted that on Facebook. It's so crazy. It got like 30 likes or something like that. And I was like, oh, This is it. That's all I need.
All you
That's all I
need.
need. Yeah, that's all. That's all the fuel I need. And I swear, I got some T-shirts printed, and that was back in 2010. And yeah, and it's been up ever since then. I've been like, I haven't been consistent, but I made a promise to myself back in like, so I've been off and on like 2010. I stopped, and then I came back around 2014, 15, and I got in like a few stores out here, and then I made it.
Nice.
Yeah, I made like a commitment to myself to be like to just be consistent. Yeah, and it's been pretty. So it's been pretty good. This so since 2019, I've been consistent with the brand. So
I love it. I love it. And how did From the Throne come to fruition?
from the throne. So my partner Jesse Chin, that's my brother. He's disabled, and Frenchie. Yeah. So yeah, Jesse. He came up with the idea of starting the podcast. It was like right when the podcasting like really first started, and everyone was getting into it and stuff. And and I seen the vision for it. As soon as he mentioned it, I just totally got it. Like because I just felt like it was a space that needed to be filled, right? And yeah, I felt like we have our own demographic that no one is speaking to, that no one is, you know what I'm saying? Like we have our own problems, our own things going on that no one really talks about, and the things are like taboo. It's like the elephant in the room, right? So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I want to be a part of it, bro. Like, so as soon as he asked me to join, I was like, yeah, I'm down. And I knew like the main objective is just helping people. Like, I knew it would be like a place for us to just go and get some kind of some peace and understanding. It's like so many people hit us up and it's like, and it's so informative. Like it's like people just hit us up and they're like, man, I didn't know that, I didn't know this, or and it's just like, so that's the reason why, yeah, it's help and it's doing its job. It's helping. So yeah, the community. So.
It's helping me. It's helping a lot of people. And I hope it helps even more now with us talking about it and getting our audience and your audience merging together so that we can really come to a collective agreement about, understanding, because that's what we're all really about. It's just understanding each other.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And we all here in this space know and recognize that disability intersects with every other way a person may identify. But can you explain what your experience as a Black king with a disability has been like, or what it is like?
Oof. It's been like I said, it's been a journey. So first, it was just finding myself in this space. Like everything was fresh and new to me, and I didn't know anyone prior to me with a disability, other than my old basketball coach. But back then, I was a kid, and and then so man, when I became 24 and this happened, I didn't know anyone. I'm sorry.
No
Yeah,
worries.
know anyone. I didn't have any friends or anyone that I could even relate to or anything, so it was pretty tough, But I started to just find myself by like just listening to myself and listen to I know my passions and things that I've always wanted to get into. It's so crazy because I became way more courageous after my accident. Like there's things that I wanted to do, I just never thought that I could do, and because of me acquiring my injury, I was just like looking for a place. I was just like, man, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I'm just not. I don't want to live like this. Just feeling pity for myself, feeling sorry. I'm tired of it, and I just got up and I was just one day I'm like, you know what? And I just started to like look for resources. And I just thought I always loved to act and stuff, and working out has always been like a passion of mine. So like at first I started working out, I started feeling like myself. I started dressing, started feeling like myself again when I started to go out and get dressed. That would make me feel more like myself. And then I just started like, years later, I started seeking out auditions and stuff like that. And yeah, so yeah, that's how I started and got here into modeling, acting, and everything I'm doing now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Those are some of the videos, just so that our audience knows, those are some of the videos that I would literally watch and just feel inspiration from and literally talk to Antwan about it. And he would just say, come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Like I remember I had my first commercial audition as a disabled person, and Antwan was just like, you got this. You got this. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And just to be, have a cheerleader who had walked these steps and rolled these steps and gone through this process before me, it was just I was like, oh, okay, this is a beautiful community. This is the most magnificent community, and it's unfortunate that we are so misunderstood
Oh,
because we are humans. Do you know
that's
what
it.
I'm saying? We're humans, and the disability is a portion of what we are as people.
Small, a small,
Small,
very small.
small portion. And so it leads me to my next question, because let's talk about tokenism. And I feel that we talk about disability representation and tokenism,
Mhm.
but is it difficult because we want to be represented, right? But you are literally everywhere. Print ads, social media, Target, yes, Target. Uh,
Yeah,
and you're working, and we love to see it. But do you, or have you ever felt like we, or you specifically, are the token?
definitely, definitely. There's been so that's tricky, right? Because
Mhm.
there's been instances where I've been like on set and I've been like the only not, not first black person. That's one. And there's been times where I've been like the only like black person and disabled person. Like, and a
Yes.
lot of times I'm like the only disabled person, you know. And I say it's tricky because it's like I look at it as this in a sense of like, okay, think to the past, right? Where there was like, say, television, and there was like one, first I remember, I wasn't alive, but there was times where there were like no black people on,
Mhm.
right? And then there became a show, it might be just one, right? Then uh from there it goes to another show, it might be a couple, a whole black couple, and it's like from there it's progression, right? And I feel like so I look at it the same way in the as far as tokenism in the disabled community. I'm like me, I look like I always love acting in film, but I don't see myself,
Mhm.
right? I don't see myself. So me, I'm the kind of person, I'm like, I need to like, I don't know, I just need to implement myself in there and some kind of way to like change this. Like I like to, I look at myself like to be the change, as to sit instead of like just sitting and making excuses, as opposed to like, you know what I'm saying, like just like making excuses. Oh, you guys don't have disabled people. No, I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna change this whole thing around. And I want to be the first person to actually, like just go through those doors and become like an actually working actor. You see me in a lot of work, so that's really the goal. And but yeah, like I said, so it's about the progression. Hopefully, maybe I can be the first to get through those doors, and then maybe we can have an actual couple, a disabled couple that's like
Yes.
in the show, or multiple, or even a whole show, a whole cast of just disabled people, and then maybe one or two everybody people's in the show.
Oh,
Like, you get
correct.
them there, like
Mhm.
this, like, and this is the reason why I set out and just I don't know. This is my view of things. I don't know. I'm always like forward thinking. Like I said, I don't like to make excuses, and that's just the way my mind works.
I
And
love it. I love it because your the way you express yourself and the way you talk about your journey is very close to my heart as well, because as an able-bodied person, the phone was ringing off the hook. Do you know what I'm saying? And yes, there were reasons and tokenism there with, hashtag ethnics and stuff like that.
right.
But when I became disabled, I stopped seeing myself.
Mm,
And in the beginning, for me, I got very angry and bitter. You know what I mean? I was mourning the loss of my able body and becoming and traveling through this journey of becoming disabled. And yet at the same time, I would literally, sit in my bed and I'd be really upset because I would not be
mm,
able to see myself reflected back. And it was extremely frustrating. And I would self-talk myself and be like, well, I can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore. Because that's a big part of the journey that we don't talk about. We all are, we see all of these beautiful, magnificent people that are on, social media right now, because that's our platform. That's where we get out there,
right.
because the entertainment industry is not so keen. We're moving in that direction, but
Mm,
it's few and far between.
right.
But the fact of the matter is that I wanted to do something personally to kind of start that conversation.
Mm,
And that's the whole reason why we created CastABLE, is because we
mm,
wanted to have a safe place for people to talk and discuss and understand the intersectionality of us all. That just because one small portion of us is disabled does not mean that we don't have other things that we all have in common.
talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? We all have it in common. And yet the biggest thing that people see about us is that we are disabled. And it's like, nah, there's
I'm
so
like,
much more.
so much more than me. Than that,
So much more.
that's a tiny fraction. I'm
You
so
know,
much that,
and
and that's
becomes tinier and tinier. Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, that's the thing. Me, I've always been the type of person like I feel like I can just get me in a room. I feel like I can change people's perspective. Like I've always like seen. I've always felt that way. Like right, just by whether it be a discussion or like just me showing people like my outlook on life. And it's like okay, I'm not able to do this, but I can't look at what I can do though. You get what I'm saying? Like even like my workouts, right? It's like, okay, I'm not physically able to move my legs, but you see these pull-ups I can do. It's like, so that's just my outlook on life, period, in general. Like that's just how I attack everything. It's really, I really have to adjust. And I like again, like I said, I'm solution focused. So I don't look at what I can't do. I'm way more focused on the things that I'm able to do, and I do them well, and I'm so confident in the things that I'm able to do. Like they just push me, they excel me, they push me over the hump. So I don't know. That's just the way I think, and that's my perspective on things. So I wish
I
I
love
wish
it.
more of I wish more of us in the disabled community would get out of our heads and be more focused on okay, I can't do this, but I'm okay, I'm funny, like people like I have a good personality, people like me, right? I'm like a likable person, or whatever their good traits may be. Like we need to focus more on those things instead of just like on what we're not able to do anymore, or what we were never. Some people are born with their disability, or so it's like the things that they can't do. So I wish we would just focus on, our great qualities instead of our strong points. So yeah,
Absolutely, because we have a lot more in common than a lot of people really truly understand.
they do, they do.
We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Whether you're born with a disability or become, disabled later on in life. I mean, we really do have so many similarities that I hope and I aspire, and I know that you, from the throne, hopes and
Mm.
aspires, and you, as yourself, doing all these magnificent things, hope to close that gap.
That's what the whole show. That's what the whole idea of from the throne is about. We was trying to bridge the gap between the able body and the disabled community, just bringing them together through, especially through, just information, right? Like a lot of them do. Like you said, we just want to be human. We just want to be like we don't want to be treated different or nothing. You don't have to pat us on the head and like nothing. These like we're just treat us like any normal person. That's it. But a lot of people they get around us and they get weird. They just don't know, how to, some unless you have like a family member or a friend or someone that talk to daily that has a disability, you really don't know. And some people just get around this and they get really strange. And it's like you don't have to do all of that. That's why the podcast that's why it's working. Like and the able-bodied community loves it just as much as the disabled community. Like they like, man, I didn't know this, or I didn't. It's just so informative and it's and it's bringing everyone together and closer. So that's the point of it. And
I
yes,
love it. I love it. And then I'm going to lead us into the end with this last question. You are again everywhere, and you are leading the way, king, and you are so worthy, and you are so magnificent, and the things that you have done for me personally, I'm not going to get teary-eyed, I promised myself, but I cannot tell you what you have done for me, and I'm sure many people. And so I just wish the world for you.
thank you so much.
What would you, if you could summarize,
Hmm.
because you do have commercials, you do, you've had commercials, you are on television, you are in Target, you are everywhere. What would you like to see from the entertainment industry when it comes to the slow yet steady, hopefully, much more faster
Mhm.
move to the acceptance of all, where now we are represented on television for being people of color? You know what I'm saying? And it's very, very nice to see. And I think that society is starting to accept that more.
Mhm.
How do we move forward now with becoming more open to more complex acceptance? Do you know what I'm saying? Where the disabled community was very much shunned for very, very long. And now we are starting to get our voices out and started to express ourselves and show that there's so many more facets and beautiful parts to us. What would you like the entertainment industry to, I guess, look like?
I would definitely love it to be more inclusive, especially in the disabled community. I feel like we're like on the bottom of the totem pole. Like, I feel like the the LGBT, they're everywhere. It's to the point they even like just forcing it on people, like they're in shows, and no disrespect to them, like they, hey, if you earned it and you're talented, why not give them those spaces, right? Put them in those spaces. But I feel the same for us. Like, I see their spaces where they have like able-bodied actors playing people in wheelchairs, and it's like, if someone is talented enough, why not give them that role? Give us a fair chance. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so that's my thing, and I would love for it to be more inclusive in a way, like, and not just, okay, the reason why I got into it, I remember like just when I did see someone with a disability or someone wheelchair bound, they would always be like someone pushing them, or like look like hospital, like on ER or something, or like something like. And I'm just like, this sucks, but this is not my life. Like, this is the people that I know in wheelchairs or with disabilities. They're dope. They're doing like these bunch of like they're beautiful, and so ones, it was and that are so strong, and just their personalities are so big and so bright. So it's like, show us in that light, right? In that perspective, as opposed to like showing us like being needy and being helped all the time, or being pushed. Like, that's not me. That's not my personality. So like, I just wish they could show us in a more empowering position, and in that light, and also in everyday lights, and as far as like just being a parent, like something like that, like just roles that are just real roles that are like for everyday people, right? And that's why I love that you guys are doing this, like putting the spotlight on this, because it's so needed, it's so necessary in the in the industry right now. It's a void that that lacks inclusion, and it's so many people. When I go on Instagram, I'm following so many people with this.
Yes.
That are, oh my God, and they're like incredible. I'm talking about, you got people in the Olympics, and I'm like, dog, oh my God, like it's people, it's people that are creative. I'm talking about, they have their own brands and they're designers. It's all kind of, I'm like, yo, it's like, why don't we have our own shows? Like, why don't we, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people, and the crazy thing about it is like, it would be so inspiring to able-bodied people as well, because it's like, just like my platform, my page in itself, the able-bodied community, they're like, man, this guy works out he just won't stop, and they're the ones that's hitting me up mostly in my DM, like, bro, like, you don't know like what you've done for me. You just made me get up and work out. I haven't worked out in, but I've never worked out, and I just got up and I just seen you. I had to get out of bed, and I'm like, wow, like So it's inspiring just to see us, and and we help so many people. It's just something that's needed. That's needed right now, and I love that. So.
Absolutely. And as we close out, I definitely want to show the inspiration that you are. And I would love to, with your permission, show your Amazon commercial, because it's just, you know what I mean? A normal or everyday person ordering stuff from Amazon, doing what they need to do. And that's all it is. And your beautiful self represents that so well that King, I am indebted to you.
Thank you.
You are a blessing. I am honored to call you friend. I am honored to be on this journey with you, and just to have these, intimate yet exposed moments it means everything to me.
Yeah, I wish. Listen, thank you so much for having me. You and Jennifer, you guys are gems. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're doing this and created this space. I wish you much success in this. And yeah, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I love you, King. And now I want us to just take a moment and just admire the greatness that is Antwan Tolliver in his Amazon commercial, because it speaks volumes.
So, open the blinds.
Opening the blinds.
Alexa, close the blinds.
again, normal. We don't have to, you know, they don't have to make us out to be some kind of like, oh, super, like to try to force the inspiration or nothing. No, just show us in a normal light, like that we're people too. We do everyday things. Trust me, we're in relationships, we're parents, we're at the gym, we're at the workplace, like we're in the supermarkets, we're regular people. Like just treat us as such. That's it.
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
treat us as such. We are disabled. We are not dead.
We're
Like,
not
come on, let's get it together. Like,
right.
you know, this has filled my soul. This, and I'm just so honored
Thank
that
you.
you would take the moments to come and just spread the word and spread awareness and continue your momentum and just be the trailblazer that you are, paving the way. I have no problem with you paving the way because you're just a glorious, magnificent spirit, and I follow in your footsteps. I follow in your footsteps, and I am honored to do so. And I'm honored that we are friends, and I am honored to have this time with you. And I wish you nothing but blessings and prosperity, my beloved King. I really do. Thank you so much for this knowledge and wisdom and clarity. It's monumental to me.
Humbling. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love you. Thank you so much. Send Jennifer, please. Send her my well wishes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, my beloved one. Until next time.
Until next time. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey, baby. Bye-bye.